Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So I want to talk about what Tony Bellew had to say about, just his opinion about Wilder, Fury, Josh. We call them the big three. Um, who he thought the easiest fight would be between Usyk and those three guys. I want to talk about that. Um, Also, want to mention that F.A. Jagba will be in action. Forget the goddamn name that fast who's going to fight, but it's good to see F.A. back in action. The Ali Demarizen fight was a pretty good fight. Demarizen came to fight, man. I knew that he moved his head. Olympian, good amateur, solid amateur. I knew he would make F.A. work. You know what I mean? So it's good to see him back. Um, Arslan back. Mahkmudov will be fighting Samuel Peter December 7th. That should be an easy fight for Mahkmudov. Sam Peter, man, like the last 8 or 9 years, I think this is like his seventh fight or eighth fight in the last like 9 years, man. Notably, he lost to Huey Fury. I know he lost to Pulev recently over the last couple years. Who else did he lose to? What's the dude that fought the Mexican cat that fought Felipe Herkovic? Mario Heredia. He even lost a split decision to him, man. Like this is not the who next, who next. This is not that Samuel Peter. This is a war torn, much older, over the hill Sam Peter, man. But he still has power left. So if he can, land something, big overhand right or big left hook, the left hooks he was known for back in the day, maybe he can pull a shocker, man. But I got Mahkmudov beating him. Arslan back, man. His two best wins, in my opinion, being able to stop Avery Gibson and Jonathan Rice a prospect level guy working his way up. That's pretty impressive, man. Now you go on BoxRec, look at Avery Gibson's record, or John. You're not gonna think much of him. But if you actually watch those guys fight, shit, Jonathan Rice gave Tony Yoka some problems. Avery Gibson represented the USA in the World Series of Boxing, been in a lot of Deontay Wilder training camps. Um, Crafty type of guy. You dig what I'm saying? So for Mahkmudov to stop both of those guys as an upcoming prospect, pretty impressive. All right. Um, who else? Mahkmudov, Peter. Then that same day, December 7th. Oh yeah, Simon Kean. He will be taking on Sergey Liakovic. Like I haven't heard of Sergey Liakovic in so long. I think the last notable fight I remember him in. Well, I know he got knocked out by Wilder, but I'm thinking the last notable fight. I want to say Andy Ruiz Jr. And that was like 5 years ago, I believe. So I don't know where the hell they got Sergey Liakovic from, man. But I expect Simon Kean to take care of business. Kean does have the one, he was Olympian, but he does have that one loss, and he was able to revenge that loss against Dylan Carmen. He got stopped, and he was able to stop Dylan Carmen. All right. Um, so yeah, both of those fights will take place December 7th. So I expect Simon Kean and Arslanbek Mahkmudov to win both of their fights. All right. Also seeing some now. I'm going to segue into Usyk and everything, but I've seen Chaz Witherspoon come out. Seen, he said his heart don't pump Kool-Aid, and he's gonna go out banging and all that. Well, I hope he holds to that, man. You know what I mean? Because you're fighting somebody that wants to use boxing skills and move a little bit and move his head and slip shots. Chad, like I said this yesterday or the day before, whenever I did that last boxing video, he has to come out swinging, man. He can't allow himself, especially early in the fight, the first couple rounds, you can't allow yourself to get walked down by Alexander Usyk. Now I expect Usyk to pepper him, get him into a continuity of missing and countering him, and then walking him down a little bit later and trying to close the show on a hurt, tired Chaz Witherspoon. But when you out there fresh, you gotta let them shot. Just let your hands go, man. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity to throw. Just throw, man. Throw at his arms, his his shoulders, his forearm, his chest. Just throw. Pump that jab. Make that jab count. If I was Chaz, I would aim for just the middle of his chest or right below his neck because he's gonna be moving. So aim at like his chest, man. Slow him down. Back him up, man. You gotta back this dude up and make him respect you. All right. Easier said than done. I think Chad's a little bit too slow defensively and offensively to deal with somebody like Usyk, but hey, we will see what's going to happen. All right. Now, with Tony Bellew, it's his opinion. All right. So I can easily say, hey, man, that's his opinion and get off. I'm just giving my opinion about what he said. All right. Scrapbook Boxing was good, man. He says, keep working, bro. Appreciate that. You keep working as well, man. Great content on Scrapbook Boxing's channel. Y'all go subscribe to him. A lot of historical stuff. You can learn a lot from Scrapbook, man. But Now, Tony Bellew thinks that Deontay Wilder is the easiest, as he put it, of the big three for Usyk. And again, he's making the same, I'm not going to say mistake, because if it's your opinion, it's your opinion, but he's coming up with the same observation that everybody always says when they bring up Wilder. He doesn't have skills. Technically, fundamentally, he doesn't have skills. I think he's just very unorthodox. Yes, he doesn't have your textbook fundamental. When you go to a gym, they don't teach you how to box like Deontay Wilder. They don't teach you how to put your hands down. They're not going to teach you that. All right. So yes, he doesn't have that fundamental skill set. And he said that he thinks that Tony Bellew said he thinks that Joshua and Fury, Joshua Fury and Wilder, he thinks that Joshua and Fury are just too big for Usyk. That's what he said. He thinks that they're just too big for Usyk. All right. Give me a second, y'all. Buckle up real quick. But he said that he thinks that those guys are too big for Usyk. But he did say that if Wilder does touch him, probably put him to sleep. But look, man, as far as this whole skill thing, and I've been saying this for a while, yes, hold your hands up in the right position, throw a jab, bring it back to your chin, roll under a shot. If you're orthodox, you want to slide, have your left foot in front. Yes, I get all the fundamental skills, but look, man, and I say this a lot, and people kind of laugh when I'm on their lives. Shout out to my man Cali Enigma, because he was cracking up when I said this. But there's also a skill called knocking the motherfucker out, the knocking the motherfucker out skill. And that's a skill that everybody doesn't possess. No, Mr. Boxing, he just punches hard. That's not a skill. Yes, it is. To be able to use your jab, put people in the right position to land that right hand, because there's a lot of heavyweights out there that have hard right hands. A lot of them don't know how to place the right hand well. A lot of them don't have the timing on the jab to know how to follow, or have the quickness to follow behind the jab with a big right hand. But I do believe there's a knocking a motherfucker out skill, and that's what Deontay Wilder possesses. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion on that. I actually think Anthony Joshua would be the easiest out of the three. Now, we say easiest, like there's nothing gonna be easy about it, but I think he's the less likely of the three to beat Usyk. We'll put it like that. Why you say that, Mr. Boxing? Well, because I'm my wife, because I'm a hater. No, because he's doesn't move his head, man. Like, look, man. Yes, he's won a gold medal. Yes, he was a unified title holder. Yes, he's a good boxer. However, rating him with the other elite guys, just rating him with the top heavyweights, not to Joe Blow or some journeyman. I'm talking about to the other guys. He doesn't move his head well enough for me, and I see him getting peppered by Joshua. I'm sorry, I can see Usyk peppering Joshua, making him miss, and getting him into them situations to where he's missing and he's getting a little bit tired. You dig what I'm saying? Now, just like Wilder, I think if Joshua starts to land on him, he fuck around and hurt Usyk and stop him. You know what I mean? You can make an argument for Tyson Fury being out of those three, you know what I mean? Because he isn't known to be a huge power puncher, but Fury is deceiving though, man, because he can get physical when he wants to. You look at the Cunningham fight. You can look at even the Otto Wallen fight. You know what I mean? He can get physical when he wants to. But all that sticking and moving and popping the jab, he can match Usyk with that shit. And he can match him from long range. Wilder would use, and Wilder has a good jab. People just think the right hand. The right hand's like, man, he has a good jab too, man. Not only can he probe with the jab, hey, shout out to my dad, man. I see my dad up in here. My dad says, I agree with the knocking the motherfucker out skill. Yeah, Dad, a knocking the motherfucker out skill. People always talking about, just the textbook fundamental stuff, man. And that's cool, that's great. But if that's the case, there's a lot of technical fundamental dudes that I see every other Saturday fighting in local shows. But they don't have the power that Deontay Wilder has. And this just isn't some fly-by-night power. I'm talking about in the history of the heavyweight division, man. You got to put Deontay Wilder in there. If you don't think he punches harder than Sonny Liston and Joe Louis and Mike Tyson and George Foreman, that's fine. But you know what I mean? But Ernie Shavers and guys like that, that's fine. But when you talk about some of the hardest punchers in the heavyweight division in the history, you got to put him in there, man. You know what I mean? And he can set up his shots too, and people don't give him credit for it. Actually, he's the guy that brought this up. Triple H 1200 brought this up where Wilder can probe with his jab, and he can snap it at times, like in the first Tavern fight. But then he'll do a thing with his jab where he can knock down your lead hand and then follow with a quick right hand behind that. And his power goes from round 1 all the way to round 12. Unlike a guy like one of my favorites, Mike Tyson, where his power would kind of fade a little bit in his fights. You know what I mean? He would kind of lose steam. He was some power punchers are front runners. Big George was another one that had power from the beginning to the end, in my opinion. But some guys are great front runners, where they're, you know, the first 4 or 5 rounds they're dynamite. Then as the fight starts to pick up and go on, their power becomes nominal. You dig what I'm saying? Wilder has shown he has an innumerable amount of power, even going late into fights. All right. So yeah, Tony, and you know, that's his opinion, man. If he believes that Wilder's the easiest fight and he wants to base it off the skill level, then that's fine. And another thing about Usyk is everybody's saying he has all this skill, and he does, and it's unorthodox skill. You see how somebody can master an unorthodox skill set and get praised for it, and then another guy can master an unorthodox skill set and he gets shitted on for it. You see how that works, man? It's funny how that works. You know what I mean? I wonder why. You know, I wonder why. You know what I mean? But let's see what y'all talking about. Man, I got everybody. I got my dad in the building. I got Vince, Body Snatcher Returns up in the building. I got Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens in the building. Why Reggie Owens ain't wrenched up, man? Let me go ahead and wrench up Reggie Owens. Also wrench up my pops, man. Let me see. Where's he at? Right here. Oh, man, it's not letting me do it. Damn. Huh? Yeah, I know. Okay, there we go. All right, BG London, what's good, bro? M. Reynolds, what's good? Scrapbook Boxing says Wilder will always find a way to get the job done. He has natural gifts. Yeah, and you can't teach those, man. And I think some people don't like the fact that he has natural gifts. The fact that he didn't start fighting when, like an Andrew Ruiz or Evander Holyfield, guys that start fighting at 6, 7, 8 years old. And credit to those guys. But he's a special fighter, man. I'm not saying he's better than a guy like Evander Holyfield. I'm just saying he's a special guy. Look, man, that's special. It's special also to start early in your career and still keep it up and reach a high level when you get older. But it's also special when you pick up boxing at 19 years old, literally come off the basketball court or the football field and make it to the Olympics within 2 years or a year and a half or however long it was. You know what I mean? That's special, man. You know what I mean? But I think Wilder will be more appreciated when his career is over with. I think he'll be like Larry Holmes in that regards, where he'll get shitted on now, but then when he retires, people say, you know what, man, he wasn't that bad. Actually, he was pretty damn good. Actually, he was one of the best to do it in the division. I think he'll get more props as his career goes on. And not props for having the most fundamental skill set, all right? Props for knocking people the fuck out and doing it his way. And he's going into double-digit title defenses, man. You can say, oh, but he fought bums. Oh, okay, you can say that, man, but double-digit title defenses in the heavyweight division is rare. That's rare for any era. You can pick any fighter. That's rare. Kenny A, what's good, man? Let's see here. Triple H says the jab is nothing more than a rangefinder. Every fight I've seen, he uses the jab to move the guard or pull it down, just not a standard jab, or you said job. I disagree with that. And I disagree with that, Triple H. You go watch that first Stavern fight, he was snapping the hell out that jab, man. He was popping it. And the second Stavern fight. Now you may say, oh, it's just Stavern, but I'm just giving you an example of when I seen him actually snap that jab. Now, a fight like Gerald Washington, where he used his jab to knock down Gerald's lead hand and then land his shot behind it, yes, fights like that, he has done it. But I've seen him put great snap on that jab before, bro. A Bathing Ash says, what you think about Spong fell in a drug test? So Usyk is fighting Chaz Witherspoon. Yes, he's fighting Chaz. As far as him failing the drug test is unfortunate, but You know what, man? The last 4 or 5 years, man, Lucas Brown, Shannon Briggs, Romain Stavern, Povetkin, allegedly, right? Who? Dillian White. My wife said Dillian White. Who else? All of them. There's been a plethora of them dudes, man. It's just like, at this point, it's like, whatever. I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just like, this is what goes on now. Manuel Char was even thrown in there, so it is what it is. But I would much more rather see him fight Tyrone Spong than Chaz Witherspoon. You dig what I'm saying? Definitely say that. Harold Jones, what's good, bro? He says blessings, King. Blessings to you too as well, man. Scrapbook says Wilder reminds me of Bob Satterfield with skill and better chin. Man, you going old school on me, Scrapbook. Bob Satterfield, man. When I think of Bob Satterfield, man, I just remember him getting knocked the fuck out against Ezra Charles. Ezra Charles, I think, hit him with a left hook and put him to sleep. But regardless of that, Bob Satterfield came to get it, though, man. That dude came to get it. Let me see here. Okay, Scrapbook is giving props to my daddy. Says, Mr. Meeks, your son, Mr. Box Today, is the heavyweight boxing specialist on YouTube. Laugh out loud. Let me see here. Renique313. What up, though? What's up, Detroit? Oh, I think Vince left. Let me see what Vince. Let me scroll back up. Vince says, or Body Snatcher Return says, Wilder's a knockout artist. He knows how to set it up. Some people just have unorthodox skill. His skill and style works for him. Exactly. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him get in there and you know what I mean, try to fight like Floyd Mayweather. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him get in there and try to you know, fight textbook. Nah, man, get in there and do what you do, because obviously can nobody stop it. And I know people come on here and probably catch the archive and say Tyson Fury schooled him. Okay, I mean, that's what your mouth say, you know what I mean? But it was a draw on the scorecards, and it's hard to school somebody when you sit on your ass twice. Did he win some rounds? Yeah, I actually had Tyson Fury, in my opinion, I had him winning 7 rounds, but with the 2 knockdowns, it evened out the score to 113. You know what I mean? But it was a good fight, you know what I mean? And he was able to get up. He showed some heart and resilience, man. He's able to get up. But no, I want to see Deontay Wilder fight like Deontay Wilder. Shit, even what Tyson Fury does is there's, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of unorthodox fighters. You know what I mean? It's just that Wilder's unorthodox style just gets highlighted. And I guess because when you're at the top, everything you do gets highlighted. But shit, Tyson, nobody teaches you how to fight like Tyson Fury in the gym. When you come in for the first day in the gym, they're not going to say, all right, young man or young woman, drop your hands and move at the waist like this. That shit. Chin out. Yeah, and stick your chin out. Put your hands behind your back. Nobody teaches you how to fight like that either. That comes with mastering the fundamentals, and then, as I like to say, putting your own flavor on it, putting your own sauce on it. You know what I mean? It's like cooking. You know what I mean? You got different seasonings. You don't want to put too much black pepper on something that ain't gonna taste right. You don't want to put too much hot sauce on something that ain't gonna taste right. It's like cooking food. I mean, you got to be seasoned with different things. You know what I mean? So Wilder's good doing what he do. A lot of these dudes are good at what they do, man. Let them be them. You know what I mean? I think if anybody has a good standard skill set for a big man, is Anthony Joshua. I think he has a good fundamental standard skill set. I like it. You know what I mean? Let me see here. STE Gannon says, what's happening, Mr. Box today? I hear Joey DeWeco signed the contract but got ignored by Usyk. Do you think that would have even been better? Man, you know, DeWeco coming to fight, man. That dude won a lot of amateur national tournaments here in the U.S. Quick hands, and he's a smaller heavyweight. When you see him, you think, okay, this is Butterball, short-looking dude. He gonna come forward, and nah, he gonna give you some looks. He gonna box with you a little bit, pop. You know what I mean? Joey DeWeco. But to answer your question, bro, I think DeWeco would have been a much more challenging, at least on paper, a better challenge than Spong, in my opinion, and Chaz Witherspoon, based on he can mix it up. You know what I mean? And I thought he possibly should beat Sergey Kuzmin, to tell you the truth. El Jefe, what's good? Thoughts on Jolalov? He's a very good fighter. I know he just won that tournament. I actually got some footage on him on my page, man. I'll put up his training footage on my page. I like Joe Laloff, man.
You want this pot?
Yeah, you can bring it in the house. Hey y'all, damn, I can't get to y'all's damn comments, man. I'm about to go have lunch with my wife, man. Just want to hop on here, get my opinion about those few little topics. Probably try to go live again, man. Y'all be easy. I'm gonna read y'all comments. Okay, but LJF says, I thought Rodney Hernandez beat Joy. Rodney Hernandez is crafty. That dude is crafty as hell, man. He gave FA some rounds. Rodney Hernandez, I put Rodney Hernandez in that category with like Avery Gibson, Jonathan Rice, those type of journeymen, like a Jamal Woods. Them dudes where you look at their record, say, oh, it's gonna be a wash, it's gonna be a run over. Then you end up giving your favorite prospect the full 6 rounds, 8 rounds in a fight. You know what I mean? But all right, y'all, I'm out of here, man. Y'all be easy. I'm gone.